if you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
All right, folks. It finally happened after years of Whoopi Goldberg bulldozing conservative voices, dismissing guests as if they're unworthy and running The View like her own personal domain. She finally met her match next.
Do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
This wasn't just a debate. It was a public beatdown. Karoline ripped into Whoopi's hypocrisy, shut down her nonsense, and left the entire panel speechless for the first time ever. And now the backlash is absolutely insane. ABC executives are in full-on panic mode. Rumors are flying about big-time firings, and Whoopi, well, she might just be done for good. So what exactly did Karoline say that had Whoopi humiliated live on TV? You definitely don't want to miss this, but first smash that like button and hit subscribe. For more uncensored takedowns and fiery political showdowns, just subscribed. Awesome. Let's dive in next.
She said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here. Oh, yeah. Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
The most divisive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world. You know, we have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country, hating one another based on race and gender and sex, and all of this other BS, quite frankly.
The disaster kicked off when Whoopi Joy Behar and the rest of The View decided they'd lecture Karoline Leavitt on wokeness, and as always, it got ugly. Whoopi, with her trademark smugness, rolled her eyes. And of course, Joy Behar couldn't resist throwing in her usual bitter...
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
So now we're judging women based on their looks. The irony is off the charts. These are the same women who claim to support women unless they happen to be conservative. Then they mock, they belittle, and they attack.
Do you want to take this?
So you cannot be attractive and smart? I will try to give Joy the benefit of, well, thank you. I try to give Joy the benefit of the doubt that she didn't see that briefing. Because if you saw that yesterday on numerous topics, no big binder, I think she might have had a different impression of this young woman who held her own.
I mean, you would have to give her the benefit of the doubt that she did absolutely no research or reading about anything dealing with Karoline Leavitt before she made that remark. Because Karoline Leavitt she went to St. Anselm College. She worked for WMUR
Ran for Congress?
In New Hampshire. She ran for Congress at the age of 25, put on a very good campaign.
As you can see, Karoline's accomplishments are through the roof, all at a young age, too. But what has Whoopi accomplished seems like she's just old and jealous.
She lost by 8 or 9 points, but she still put on a good campaign. Then she was the press secretary for the Trump campaign, going on TV literally every day.
Well, heavily pregnant and a new mom.
Yeah, she's a new mother. And then she goes out yesterday and gives and this, again, this is speaking very objectively, because I've watched every press secretary since going back to Marlon Fitzwater. Yeah, I'm that old. And she went out there for her very first briefing at the age of 27 years old, the youngest press secretary ever, and did a terrific job.
But here's where it gets juicy. Karoline didn't flinch, not even a stutter.
Women are completely out of touch with reality, and you're right, ABC should wake up.
I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time.
Let's see what Whoopi has to say about all of this, honestly. It's nothing of value, but I decided to share it, just to be fair, towards both sides.
That was so good. So good. In a statement afterwards, this young lady claimed her, quote, on-air snub proves that you-know-who will not be treated fairly in the upcoming debate. Now, do you think this is going to make people doubt whether CNN can stay objective, or is this more the same of everybody's against me, it's all rigged, I tell you? Is everything rigged?
No, it's their MO. That's what they do. Rachel Maddow said last week, she's like, if the election is lost, it was rigged. If there's a debate, then the moderators are probably biased and they're prejudiced against me.
Voice Karoline fired back. Whoopi, do you even hear yourself? You sit up here preaching about women's empowerment. But the second a conservative woman succeeds, you say it's because of her looks, that's the realm. Boom. The audience went dead silent. Even Joy Bear, the queen of interrupting, had nothing to say, but Karoline wasn't done. She kept going. Wokeness isn't about equality. It's a political tool. Used to shut down anyone who disagrees, and Whoopi, you prove it every single day. On this show, the gasps from the audience were impossible to miss. Social media blew up in seconds. Whoopi exposed and Karoline completely owned The View were trending. Nationwide and ABC, they're in full panic mode because what happened next, it only made things worse.
While I vowed to provide the truth from this podium, we ask that all of you in this room hold yourselves to that same standard. We know for a fact there have been lies that have been pushed by many legacy media outlets in this country about this president, about his family, and we will not accept that. We will call you out when we feel that your reporting is wrong or there is misinformation about this White House.
Boom. She's got more.
I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office, or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country.
Bam!
ABC. Executives were horrified. Reports started leaking that producers were fuming at Whoopi, sponsors were getting jittery. Even some die-hard viewers of The View started turning on her, and then the real bombshell hit. Whoopi Goldberg was mysteriously missing from the next episode. Oh, and ABC's official statement, Whoopi is taking time to reflect on recent discussions. Yeah, sure, we all know what that really means. Whoopi Goldberg. The face of The View was on the chopping block, but the fallout didn't stop. Stop there at this point. The writing's on the wall. ABC is facing a tough choice. Do they clean house and finally bring some balance to The View, or do they keep doubling down, risking total cancellation? Let's be real, this show thrives on controversy, but when the backlash outweighs the ratings boost, it's game over, and right now they're walking a razor-thin line with advertisers pulling back their credibility shot and viewers tuning out. The View might finally be on its last legs. Could Karoline Leavitt have just delivered the final nail in the coffin? All right, folks, now it's your turn. Was Karoline Leavitt's takedown the most epic moment in The View's history? Did Whoopi finally cross the line, and does she deserve to be fired? And most importantly, is this the end of The View? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and before you bounce, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss any breaking updates and uncensored takedowns.